Hello, and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to respectfully discuss, debate, and disagree about video games. I'd like to quickly just shout out our $5 and up tier patrons, Dan Giesland, Pucho, Wes Bates, and Dakota Falk. Thank you so much, guys. And the money you guys send in every month will just go straight back into the community for giveaways, and we really, really appreciate it. You guys rock. I am your host, Caden Barathane Lane, but you can call me Daddy. That's because I had a baby, and that's why Jonah has been hosting the podcast for 2 months. I subsist now exclusively off of donuts and coffee. My upper back muscles have been transformed into pure steel cables. And, it's been going great. I do just want to take a second to thank everyone who's kind of filled in my roles while I was away. Jonah, you did an awesome job hosting. Stevens took over kind of lining up guests for the podcast for me. Mateo's been holding down, making the thumbnails, and just people in the community. Ryan Stabell from Over Friendly Fire Games stepped in for a couple pods. Zach Pearson from our new sister show, GGD Guidance, stepped in a couple times. It really takes a village to raise a podcast. So thanks, everyone. But my friends, you shall be rewarded now for your sacrifices. During my journey in Fatherland, I came upon a curious, cursed monkey's paw that came into my possession through discreet and dubious means. Using the paw, I have wished for gifts for my co-panelists as rewards for your service. Uh-oh. For Joda, a drain snake with extra coarse 24 grit sandpaper around the end, which can be stuck up the orifice of your choice to abrade your brain and make it rough. For Steven, a rusty ice cream scoop, the head of which has been bit into a 45-degree angle from the handle that can be used to twist your eyeball 45 degrees, allowing you to see the world at a 45-degree slant, which admittedly is useless in general, but it's perfect for playing games with isometric cameras. For Mateo, the monkey's paw has gifted you with a mod for Starfield that turns it into the high-budget AAA sequel to FTL of your dreams.
Yes!
Every time there's a load screen, it takes 10 minutes to load. Unfortunately, the previous owner of the paw attempted to destroy it and cut off its other 2 fingers before it destroyed him. So unfortunately, there's not an extra figure to wish for a gift for you, but honestly, it sounds like you're probably better off. So.
I think I got out easy there, yeah.
Of course, I'm joined by my erstwhile co-panelists, Jonah Gomez, Mateo, and Steven. Jonah, I believe you have something you'd like to share with the rest of the panel. I love it. That's what happens when you lose a bet in the Great Game Debate Discord. And of course,
can I get a rating at least? Like, I just humiliated myself.
Well, it got cut off. So luckily, everyone that listens to the podcast version will get it properly.
No, 10 out of 10, Jonah. You should be hired by Nintendo. I think you could do just as well of a job as their official voice actors.
I'm still regaining my voice a little bit. I went to a concert a couple nights ago, so like it's still coming back a little bit. So that was hell on me. You don't know what I had to go through to make those sounds.
People take it for granted, It seems simple to just moan like a fairy, but anyway. And of course, we're joined by our special guest this week, Isla Hinck of Easy Allies. How are you?
Hi. Good. I'm all right. I'm at the tail end of a cold. I feel good today. I'm fine now, but yeah, I've been just playing Baldur's Gate for 4 straight days, and it's honestly been marvelous.
I think I put like 70 hours into it before I even got to Act 2, so it's just...
Yeah, I was 60 in, I think, when I got to Act 2.
So much to do.
Talking about gaming and being sick, I had overbearing parents for sure. Was it if you're too sick to go to school, you got to stay in bed? That was our like punishment for being sick. It's
brutal.
like, why am I getting punished for being sick?
Just
And luckily I had the Game Boy, and that was like about it. Like Game Boy and just reading books. Like yeah.
I'm playing Brain Age on the DS. I'm learning. Leave me alone. But yeah, just a quick shout out to you, Isla. You know, this is the third time you've been on the show, and you know, we don't take it any more for granted. And every time I'm just kind of like blown away that you say yes, because I think all of us are just super, super big Easy Allies fans and love what you guys do. So thanks so much for donating your time to be on the show with us.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you for asking. It's an honor to be asked.
Alrighty.
And congratulations on a new another Easy X as well.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. We had fun. It was a lot of work.
Watching the full playthrough of Final Fantasy 13. Y'all started at Easy Chilla, which is perfect background for when you have to hold a baby for like 6 hours straight. So
I was sick and then I missed the other one, so next time I get there for that full playthrough, I'm not going to know what the heck. Well, I didn't know what was going on anyway. But
well, he will catch you up by reading the data log or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you all prepped Flame Strike during your long rest because it's time for the icebreaker. This question comes in from our Discord member Holden Hintz. Shout out to Holden. Thank you so much for writing in. Holden says, I use howlongtobeat.com as my gaming Bible. I will reference it before, after, and during a game I play. I will let it decide whether I purchase a game or not, drop a game halfway through knowing I'm done, or feel accomplished for coming in under the average. However, I know there is no perfect number, but rather one that's right for each genre. So let's play a little game. I give you the video game genre, and you give me your perfect average for each of these. So the first one up is RPG. Who's the most RPG-y person here besides me? Probably Steven, maybe? You played Ys 8, right?
Vaguely.
How do you feel about RPGs?
If you played Ys, you're an RPG person.
He only plays hyper niche JRPGs.
Yeah, it's like it's either got to have like
only play Ys and Trails from the Sky.
Just like, No, I'm such a stranger. Like, because that's it. I've played Persona 5, but then it's like I am such a Western gamer, and Pokemon's my my main RPG. So like that's my number is pretty much every Pokemon game
still technically
feels about
a JRPG,
the right length.
Though?
Well,
it's turn-based RPG.
It's made in Japan.
Well,
it's
so
what's
the hour count
so
that you prefer for your Pokemon?
Roughly 40. That's the thing. Like when people say 60 to 100, I'm just like, oh man. Even when they say 60, I'm like, oh man. Like
I feel like that's the case for any game nowadays. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Trust me,
it's like only acceptable for RPGs, but it's still kind of like.
Being a parent of two, it's just so hard. So like if I hear that, this RPG is 30, I'm like, whew, damn.
Easy,
and if it's like if it's in a GOTY conversation, then I'm gonna check it out. So like I played Final Fantasy 16 this year because it looked exciting and all that sort of stuff, and I really wanted to beat one, and it's my first completed Final Fantasy game. So like, and it's good. I wouldn't say it's like phenomenal. No. Oh. No. I might play it now. Maybe it didn't like strike a fire in my heart to play the rest of the series, but like I'll check it out.
16 is pretty different from the rest.
Yeah,
but then again,
like I think
they're all different.
Some of the things about saying it's not really an RPG is holds kind of true because it's very linear in that progression.
But that's what they were going for. They didn't want to call it a JRPG.
Yeah. So I won't
call it
an
action
else's time. I'll say
40
hours
and equipment.
So that means like 30 to 50 is good. That's a good range.
Okay. Well,
I find it kind of funny that like they're going away from like the JRPG, and yet like the Like a Dragon series is going towards more
deeper.
It's
the opposite. Yeah,
they're just chasing change, maybe. But so Steven saying your perfect RPG is like 30 to 50 hours. Just before the show, Isla, you were talking about how you've already put like 70 plus hours into Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3. Where do you come down on this?
Well, I'm currently 113-ish hours
Holy
into Baldur's
moly.
Gate. I'm in Act 3. Yeah, like 110, 115. That for me though is an outlier.
Right.
Like, if you're loving the game, no length is wrong.
It doesn't. Yeah, no length. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess if we're taking like just kind of assuming in the question that we're loving the game, what's the ideal length? I think honestly 40 is probably the right answer. Baldur's Gate, I'm thrilled that it's so long. Because a lot of that is up to your own pace too.
Yeah.
I think that's the like essential element of a game's length is how much control over the pace you have. Because like if you're being like how long to beat, that's something I really love about how long to beat, because it says main quest, completionist, and all story plus extras or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love that element of it because it's like you could mainline Baldur's Gate in 40 hours if you were really just doing the stuff you had to do. I'm taking as much time as I am because I want to see everything. Whereas like, you know, Dark Souls 1, I think I had 300 hours.
Yeah, exactly. But that's got the replayability factor.
Yeah. That's beating it 5 times and playing PvP. So it's just like, I don't know, but like I scrubbed out on Persona 5 because it was too long.
Same.
I scrubbed out on Persona 4 because it was too long.
Makes sense.
Like, and I really loved them. I was having a great time, and I was just like, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. Yeah.
I don't know how into RPGs Mateo, Joe, and y'all are, but do you have anything to add?
I guess like all of the RPGs that I've really gotten into are more like actually Western RPGs like Fallout and like The Witcher 3.
Like I'm a mini nuke in your case back there.
Because it comes with a 6-pack of Mountain Dew when you buy it. Like,
it's a 12-pack.
Yeah,
dude.
Do you find yourself burning out after a certain hour count in Fallout, for instance, or do you like try to do everything?
Isla made a good case. It really comes down to if you're enjoying the game. If like
made a good case on Mountain Dew.
And a good and a solid case of the Mountain Dew, maybe some root beer, but mostly the Mountain Dew.
Why are we having a Southern American accent?
Now do this a fairy.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Okay, sorry. Sidetracked you.
It really comes down to how much you're enjoying the game because, like, for instance, Tears of the Kingdom, everyone's like, oh, it's going to be like 85 hours. And I'm like, ugh. And then I started playing it. I'm like, I'm okay with 85 to 300 hours. Let's go. Yeah. I'm ready for it. So that's my biggest thing. But, like, if I'm looking at how long to beat, that especially for like turn-based RPGs, when they give me that less than like 30, less than 40 hours, I'm like, okay, they're not holding back on anything. I'm not gonna have to spend all this time grinding, because that's my biggest issue with turn-based RPGs is I hate grinding. It just feels like padding for the game. So for like Chained Echoes, for instance, you told me about it. You're like, you don't have to grind in it. I was like, sold. I played it.
Love that game.
Love that game. Yeah, it's awesome. So,
as a serial grinder, I love the fact that you did not grind in Elden Ring, and you really love the game because of the fact that you didn't have to grind.
Yeah.
Because it's like grinding's not a thing, because you just go do something else and then you end up stronger. You know?
You're grinding while just doing fun things. Yeah. I think like another problem that a lot of games have had lately is like slow starts. Like I heard it about Pikmin 4 and about Sea of Stars, where it's just like get through the first like hour and it's great. And I mean, I played an hour of Starfield and I was so bored.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
I like space games.
I'll take an hour, and there's like some people like with like Persona, they're like, oh, you just got to get past the first like 12 to 20 hours and then it gets good. It's like,
or like,
bruh, I could have played 3 games by then.
I could have beaten Metroid Prime 3 times.
That's like somehow the studio greenlit season 2 of a show, but the whole of season 1 is terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
like-
Yeah, like whenever people tell me like, "Oh, you just got to get through the first like 15 hours or whatever," like with Witcher 3 or whatever.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I was like,
much.
played this game for 15 hours.
I
yeah,
actually like the first map of Witcher 3. I think it's actually better than a lot of the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah.
That's how I felt
Yeah, the
about,
combat
like,
just wasn't my vibe in that one, but
Yeah.
that's how I felt
I love
about
Fallout and I love all that.
OG
Yeah.
Destiny.
coming in a
like,
coming in a
everyone's
little
like, you gotta beat the
late on
campaign.
this.
Yeah.
Coming in a little late on this. It's interesting to bring up the Starfield comparison because I am deep into Starfield currently, and I'm digging it. But it's like 12 hours that you have to really put into the game
Oh,
before it
really?
takes
Literally,
off.
what I've
there's an
heard.
article on PC
Yeah.
Gamer that said it gets good after 12 hours. Literally,
Dude, and it's a slog. But then you look at a game like
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, and
you're
I
like
can-
right
you
in
know,
the
you-
action immediately in that game. Like,
yeah, and you can put in a 5-hour session, and you still are like invigorated. You want to play another
Yeah.
5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Starfield is not like that. Starfield kind of wears me down a little bit. I'm like, okay, now I need to go do something else.
sell,
Yeah.
sell a little bit of your soul to Todd.
mhm.
Even with like Tears of the Kingdom, just to bring it up again, like I like the opening area. I think it's really cool, and
It's not as good as the plateau.
It
I think
is
it's great. It's not
it's
as good
not
as the
as good.
plateau.
Yeah.
that moment when you jump off, though, I feel like
Oh,
that is
boy.
like a
Yeah.
top 10
Yes,
gaming
yeah.
moments of all
That's
time.
Really
That's
good.
pretty peak,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and it's such a difficult. Like, if it were easy, every game would have a good beginning, right? But like,
Exactly, yeah.
it's such a tricky thing to do. 'cause
Onboarding
it's like,
is hard, yeah.
onboarding is hard because it's like the player doesn't know what the hell's going on. They don't know how to do
Yeah.
the game. They have no abilities because that's what getting better
Yeah.
and stronger is.
and
So it's
and
like,
for
how do
some-
you make a compelling start?
Yeah.
Baldur's
And for
Gate
some
somehow
reason-
did it, but like,
Yeah, they
yeah,
And for some reason, every single game just wants to have the dodge button on a different button. Just
yeah.
just to hurt
It's
your soul.
circle.
Like, yeah,
It's,
exactly.
it's circle, guys. That's dodge.
Have you guys seen the
Stop it.
thing about
It's not Y, a triangle.
Or L1.
Starfield-
Also, I'm playing a game right now that's L1. I'm like, no.
Bumper
no,
jumper,
it's
yeah. Nine.
strange. Well, I guess I'll be the freak outlier here, where I'll put like 150 plus hours into like Elden Ring and just want more. So I'm just gonna say, if I don't want to play your game indefinitely, then it's not good enough. So
Yeah.
how
I do-
about
I do one more.
I,
or do we
I
move
do
on?
love that this question, though, when it got put up into the like community, it caused a lot
It
of
was
discourse.
it was
and there
dramatic,
was-
yeah.
Yeah.
and there was a lot of conversation about it.
Mm.
yeah,
But that's it. At
particularly
the end of
people
the
feeling like
day,
it's reductive.
If you're
but-
enjoying it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it does help. But if you know how long a game is meant to be, it does help your buying decisions. Like,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
when you're time
sure.
poor, you know.
Well, and that's a disclaimer, a caveat, whatever, that because like working in our field, like I get games, I don't always have to buy them,
Mhm.
but also like I don't play a game, I don't finish a game I don't want to finish because I don't have to review games.
Mm.
Mhm.
So like
Mhm.
if I'm not liking it, your game is an hour long, even if it's 200 hours long, you
Yeah.
know?
It's like house fails.
exactly.
Don't do it.
That's like, but yeah, the one, like, the greatest thing in the world is whenever a Resident Evil game releases and you know it's 10 hours long.
Oh,
just
Ooh,
like-
and then your replays are going to be like 2
It's
hours.
like-
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfection.
so good. All right. Holden did send in his personal answers for the genre. So for him, yeah, he put the oddly specific number of 33 hours as the perfect length for an RPG. So it sounds like we're mostly in
Yeah.
agreement with that. So,
Nice.
34, unacceptable.
yeah, too long.
exactly.
Too long.
But that's exactly
Too
the right
short.
amount, because that's like 33, say that's the main quest, and then that means that there's another 66 hours of
Right.
like side content.
Or 100
you know?
hours till.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. Well, apparently we can talk for 10 minutes about each of these, so maybe we'll save the other genres for future icebreakers. But thanks so much, Holden, for writing
Yeah,
in.
that was awesome. Yeah.
I will
Before
say
we-
though,
Go ahead.
for because you mentioned like Resident Evil,
Mhm.
8.
Yeah.
8 is perfect
8 is
for
tight.
one of those.
Yeah.
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 Same
Especially
with
if it's got-
Metroidvanias. I think 12
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Like
Mm.
8
That's
to
nice.
15. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that's Metroid Prime right
Should
there.
every
That's what I'm
game be
talking
Yeah.
about.
built to be speedrun then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I want
well-
someone to be able to beat the game in 8 minutes glitchless. Beautiful.
Ooh.
I think
That's
the only
just
thing
Far
with
Cry 4.
skippable cutscenes
Yeah.
is whenever you try to skip a cutscene, it should say we don't have a theater, because it's like then it's like okay, I'll watch it instead. Like it's like we don't have a theater, you can't rewatch this cutscene. Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on, I'd just kind of like to ask you, what's been going on with Easy Allies, and what's new for you guys over there. If you want to tell people about, where people can find and support you guys.
Oh yeah, Easy Allies on everything. Patreon.com/Easy Allies. We do podcasts and streams and shows and reviews. There's 7 of us, which is a lot of people, but hopefully you'll find something from somebody that you like. Lately we've been trying to just kind of like find the sweet spot to make everything work right without burning ourselves out.
When I found out you guys like weren't even gonna try to like get a review out early for Baldur's Gate 3, I was just like, good for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that's insane.
I asked.
Good for you. Drink some water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some rest.
Because a few of us got it early, and like after a week of playing it, I was like, Brad, are you reviewing this? And he was like, hell no. And I was like, okay, good.
No.
Good. Because I'm still playing my first playthrough, and we got it a week early, It's just like,
it's awesome.
I would want to shout out of anything you guys do, the Achieve It Yourself competition you guys are doing that Damiani runs.
Season
That
5
is
is going
so,
right now.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it. I highly recommend it. It's just bite-sized little friendly competition where your community makes up insanely hard like objectives in retro video games, and so yeah, go check that one out. Achieve It Yourself.
Yeah, the premise is because Nintendo doesn't have achievements, so they're all Nintendo games.
Yeah,
we're like, fine, we'll do it ourselves, and
That's
so they
awesome.
make us achievements, and we have to try to get them.
And like the best hard sell for the Easy Allies Patreon is definitely Fast and Loose, which is my favorite podcast.
Nice.
If you like a bit of chaotic energy, if you like being off kilter a bit more than like being straight laced and just reporting the news and stuff, that's the podcast for you, because you really don't know what you're gonna get. It has an amazing theme song every month, so like that's worth it just for that, just for the audience reaction. So it's awesome, and worth checking out.
Very cool. Very
thanks.
cool. All right.
I was watching Don Casanova play some Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Oh,
yeah.
I was scrolling through Twitter last night, and I've been seeing the comparison between the Nintendo Switch and the
so
PS5 version.
I love that. It's
Great
so
vlog in the
bad. It's so
background.
great.
You see like the characters' size difference. Have you seen that one where they'll be
no, I
standing
haven't
next
seen
to each
that.
other and they'll start walking, and one's getting farther and farther away and the other one's getting bigger, and then they do it in reverse? And it's not a mode or anything. It's just the game glitching out, and that's the Switch version.
I've just seen Johnny Cage. He has like he's taken off his glasses. He's got this like shocked expression, and then like on the Switch version has no facial capture at all, and it's just bug-eyed. It's just hilarious.
I think I was MK11 where the background art of all the stages was just gray fog on the Switch. Like they just removed it completely.
Wow.
So yeah, we need that Switch to ASAP, Nintendo. Hopefully the rumors are true that it's coming next year.
DLSS, please.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll hand things over to Jonah, who will be the judge for our debate.
Welcome back to the debate. We have a spooky debate. It's a little early for Halloween spooky debates.
Never too early.
Halloween all year.
Halloween all year. But
Yes.
we have the spooky sequels debate with Isla representing Silent Hill 2 Original versus Steven representing Resident Evil 2 Original for this ultimate spooky sequel debate. We will
Are
have
you friends with that red pyramid thing? Wasn't it weird when they put out an official statue of Pyramid Head, but they officially call him Red Pyramid Thing?
That's its
Blew
name.
my
Did they
mind.
really?
It's not
he's
Pyramid
not Pyramid Head.
Wow.
It's not called Pyramid Head. Its name
Yeah.
is Red Pyramid Thing.
Oh,
Wow.
It is
okay,
Pyramid Head.
then answer me this: what is he called in the Silent Hill movies in the credits?
Probably
Pyramid
Pyramid Head because the
Right.
movies are not.
because they would have gotten it wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's a
Anyway.
that's a
The
Luke.
fact that
I'm your father thing, man.
Oh yeah. The fact that he's in the movies at all just
It's
talks
wrong.
about
Yeah.
how
Yeah, it
little
makes
they
no
understand.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. He was there for a reason.
Exactly.
Well, I'll
Although I
bring
don't
us
understand that
back
reason.
onto the tracks. Caden is going to be our assist
to
trophy
the
today.
station in Silent Hill.
Caden has asked the competitors to use him during the rebuttal phase. So you guys will get to either start or close with Caden. You'll let me know at the beginning of your go.
I believe
Isla.
his name is Daddy. To toss that out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
don't disrespect.
You have to
Yeah,
call me
Daddy.
Daddy, but if you don't, I won't be mad at you, but I will be disappointed.
Ooh,
It's true.
that hurts
And
though.
that always hurts more. Always hurts more.
I'm gonna need a daddy chill. Thank you. God damn it.
You gotta have a more higher pitched voice to say
Leave
"Daddy
it in.
chill."
Daddy chill.
Daddy
Is
chill.
that better?
Very from Zelda. You were saying.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh.
Isla, as our guest, would you like to start or close the debate today?
I'll close it.
Okay. Steven, you have 2 minutes on the clock, sir. I'm unlocking my phone. 3, 2, 1, debate.
Is his password Daddy chill? Anyway. Alright. Resident Evil 2. This game is probably one of the definitive sequels of all time. And how it absolutely just blows like the whole Resident Evil mythos like out and just makes it so much cooler and more interactive and just it's just so much more story, there's so much more horror, and there's just so much more gameplay in Resident Evil 2 than there is in 1. First of all, like, if you go back to Resident Evil 1, like, director's cut and stuff, there's, like, barely any lighting in the game at all. Like, it's all, like, bright. It's, like, so, like, for starters, like, the survival horror didn't really start until Resident Evil 2. And, like, that opening, first of all, amazing cutscene for its time, and really sets the tone. You get introduced to your characters. But then just like starting a Leon A, and there's just fire everywhere, and there's already a zombie walking out on fire, and it's just like, holy crap, there's like 5 zombies and you have to zigzag around them, and it's just like you are just overwhelmed straight away, which is just so cool to like really like, you know, get the ball rolling on a sequel. It's like, no, this isn't your daddy's sorry daddy, not your daddy, but you know, this isn't your daddy's RE.
30 seconds.
This is, oh man, how did but man, like so many bosses, 2 distinct playthroughs. There's actually 4 playthroughs, but 2 massively distinct playthroughs where you are fighting different forms of all the bosses at different times. It's just amazing. You're coming into the PD from different angles, using different locks and keys and puzzles, and it's just, it's just amazing. Just a brilliant sequel all around.
Very nice.
So is your password Daddy Chill?
Yes.
No, it's Daddy Chill. Get it right, Jesus.
Zaddy.
Isla, you've got 2 minutes on the clock for your opening statement. 3, 2, 1, debate.
This is a tricky debate for me because I love both Silent Hill and Resident Evil so well. So kind of whoever wins, we win. But Silent Hill has forever been the more psychological side of the survival horror coin. And Silent Hill 2 is the game that really, really, I think, nailed that. For the first time in my experience of gaming, Silent Hill 2 made horror more cerebral, and it made it super meaningful because of that. Like the monsters are there for a reason. They look how they look for a reason. The things that happen are happening for reasons that are explained within the game. It has a bunch of cool endings. The gameplay I actually really like, James, and how he controls, because you feel just like a guy who doesn't know how to fight. So it fits that it had that kind of like weird PS2 tank controls, like, you know, but it was one of the most affecting games of my entire lifetime. The ending, which I won't spoil, is just so emotionally, like, there's so much gravity to it, and it's scary. Like the sound design, the radio, the environments, the fog, the town, the way you explore and learn the town, and just like vibes for days. Silent Hill has some of the best vibes in the business. You feel like you're in a prison of the soul, and you're not even sure what you did wrong when you're playing Silent Hill. And I snack on that. It feels so right to my little goth girl heart. Silent Hill 2 for president.
Yeah, man, boo.
That's one of my favorite parts about doing the debate, is just seeing how people wrap up their 2 minutes at their opening. All right,
It's good though.
We're going into round 2, our rebuttal round. I guess I'll just ask you both at the top. Where would you like to use Caden? At the start or the end?
I'll use him at the end.
You'll use him at the end?
Just frighteningly pop out in the middle.
Just put 2 minutes.
Just to hurt Jonas' brain.
I've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, so we'll
work it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Steven, you got 2 minutes on the clock. Caden, at the end of the countdown, and just roll right into it. 3, 2, 1, debate.
Okay, if it would please the court, I want to do something a little bit unusual. I would like to call Isla Hinck to the stand. Isla, can you please state your name?
Isla Hinck.
Okay, Isla Hinck. Is it true that you are a dog lover, Isla Hinck?
Dog lover? Yes.
Okay, and you've also, like, reviewed dogs, yes? In the past?
Yes.
Okay, so as we can see, showcasing that there, Isla Hinck is a dog lover. So, I guess what I'm asking is, how can you live with yourself, like, defending a game like Silent Hill 2 that wants to put all the blame on a Shiba Inu for all, like, the torture and torment that has happened? Like,
I don't know why I didn't see that.
How do you live with yourself?
Because I think that
okay, that's enough questions. Thank you very much. No further questions, Your Honor. So as we can see, just absolute conflicts here.
Dirty.
So like, I don't know how you would trust someone like that, to be honest, personally. But also, I couldn't get them on today. I tried to get them as a surprise witness. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I talked to a doctor, Dr. Jonathan Sins, MD, and we were talking about the nurse. You finally got it. So I talked to him about the nurses, and he was just like, no, this wouldn't pass. Like, I couldn't. He said that no, I couldn't do the oral inspection with these nurses at all. So unfortunately, they just don't pass code. And I guess finally, like, is this the N64? What's with all this fog? I am my statement.
All right. Silent Hill is obviously inferior to Resident Evil 2 in several ways, such as having a horrible camera, terrible combat, stiff controls, laughably poor voice acting, and a dumb himbo protagonist with long bangs in a middle part. I see the rest of my time.
I know where this meme's going.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Sin. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that killed me, dude. All right, Isla, you've got 2 minutes on the clock. Caden, I guess jump in wherever.
Oh, yeah.
Just interrupt Isla. We'll see how it goes.
Be guessing.
3, 2, 1, debate.
I feel like I have to defend myself. It's honoring the dog because he's saying it was you all along, you know. So if anything, it's giving props to the dog.
Resident Evil 2 is honestly inferior to Silent Hill 2 in several ways, such as having a horrible camera, terrible combat, stiff controls, laughably poor voice acting, and a dumb himbo pro tag with long bangs in a middle part.
I knew it was coming and it was still funny.
All right, continue.
To address the concerns of the assist trophy, I love the camera in Silent Hill 2. My favorite part is when you go into a small laundry room and the camera like breaks and goes sideways for a second. It's so weird and cool. Listen, both of these games are incredible.
You do not have to use all your time.
Get a trash Harry too.
I forgot. I'm bamboozled because I don't know if I'm rebutting to defend my game or trying to tear his down.
Both.
Tear it down.
Both.
You scrambled your brains.
Yeah, I know. I was.
Maybe you need a checkup with Jonathan Sims, MD.
The nurses don't have mouths for a reason. God, Resident Evil 2 is really good though.
Oh man,
What's bad about it?
that's not a good rebuttal.
Rebuttal. Yours is good too.
How much time left, Trevor?
Got 50 seconds.
50 seconds. Okay, you can rally.
Damn it.
Rally.
You don't have to
Rally.
use all the time, but
Yeah.
you should.
I should. Yeah. Pursuer enemies are annoying, but they do it cool.
Another point for Resident Evil 2.
30 seconds.
Well, that's in the remake, so we'll leave it.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
That's
the
right,
remake
it's a good-
screwed up AB. I could tear the remake down, even though I love it.
Can't tell.
Not having the AB is really bad though. It's good. I can't think of anything bad to say about it. I love Resident Evil 2, dude. I love it.
Just say something.
Else.
Resident Evil 2 for president.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thanks for your
That was
support.
like the most chaotic single round of a debate we've ever had on the show. I think.
Oh,
Oh god.
I don't. Mateo, how are you feeling on this one so far?
My brain also feels scrambled.
Well, I mean that's pretty commonplace for us smooth brain dummy boys.
Get used to it.
Steven seemed like it might have been a leading question he was asking the witness. I don't know if any of that testimony can actually be allowed.
Yeah, but
might
he
have to
did
throw the
have
things out.
he did have credible resources with Jonathan Sims, DM, MD.
I think the two of you are the only ones who are in on this joke. I
don't know what the
right
hell
over
you
the
guys are
head.
talking.
I thought it was Magnus Archives. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. No.
Oh, I'm so
Do you
glad
not
that
know Johnny Sins?
Mm-mm.
no.
I'm glad that
God.
I feel like me, and
He is,
Mateo,
like,
and Isla were all thinking we were the
worldwide
only ones who didn't get
professional.
it, but now we
He
know.
has every job.
Yeah.
He has every profession under his belt.
All right,
He has
then.
a
a lot
shaved
under
head
his
and a
belt as
muscular
well.
physique.
Huh?
Yeah.
I googled him and it just says he is known for a shaved head and a muscular physique.
Huh.
Is
Is
he?
that all? There you go.
Okay.
Oh, he's a porn actor.
Oh my god.
Now it makes sense how he gets every profession in the world. Okay.
I'm gay. I don't know male porn stars. Make Sasha Grey jokes.
He's become a meme. That's why we thought everyone would know it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so happy that no one
Yeah.
but you two
People-
knew. I was like, I'm just gonna laugh and pretend I know what's happening.
People will post like him in like an army, like in fatigues, and be like, "Oh, this guy died serving our country." People like, "Oh, love this guy," and all this. like
Nice.
sincerely, like I have no idea.
That's really great. Yeah, so back to the debate.
Back to the debate. All right, Mateo, thank you for your thoughts. I appreciate it. We'll go on to the final round. Steven, for your closing thoughts, you've got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
Yeah, so again, on just being a greater sequel, you know, people enjoy Hunters, but everyone knows a Licker. Like, Lickers are just so iconic. Like, what a great additional enemy. You know, it moves around weirdly. It's just gross, just this mass of muscle, like, and a tongue and a brain. Like, it's just absolutely hideous. Plus, there's like ones you don't see ever again in OGRE2. The Lickers that just have the scythe hands and stuff like that. It's just such a cool game. The crocodile fight, like, you know, just like playing on these like silly ideas of like, it's such a childish game in some respects, but it just plays on these ideas of like, oh, you know that bloody crocodile that you flushed down the toilet. Oh, here it is, and like massive, and yeah, it's just so cool. Yeah, the multiple endings, having like this like sort of like in the B playthrough, you have like this loving like moment with Ada Wong, who like, you know, mysteriously dies, but then, you know, she falls down in the other version and stuff like that. But like, it's just so cool. Like, I love, and that's the thing. Like, one thing that it's gone too far in video games, but like when it was on the PS1, PS2 era, like, you know, reading a little text, you know,
30 seconds
to flesh out the story was just amazing. And so, core of Resident Evil is like always so serious. Like, that's the self-serious part. The rest of it is just pastiche and silly, like, you know, movie stuff. But it's just so fun. Like, upgrading your weapons was amazing. As a sequel goes, it just improves in every single way on like Resident Evil 1. Just to make, yeah, just an amazing video game. And like, everyone loves our middle part himbo. Who loves Silent Hill's himbo?
Nobody loves. Wait, I'll wait for my time to start.
Right. Isla, you've got 2 minutes on the clock for your closing thoughts. 3, 2, 1, debate.
Nobody loves Silent Hill 2's himbo, and that's the point. He hates himself. He's torturing himself, and that's what Red Pyramid thing is all about. That's what the nurses are all about. It's like trying to make yourself pay for guilt, even if the guilt is complicated. I just think that Silent Hill 2 improved on Silent Hill 1 in so many ways. Like, the gameplay is more solid, the performance, the camera, everything. You know, it's still definitely a Silent Hill game, but it's just better in every way, I think. And then the just like atmosphere of this game, and the I mean, I kind of said this in the first part, but like, no game had this kind of confidence and like self-assuredness, I think, in this era, to just take such a dark, weird, just horrifying, depressing swing and just knock it out of the park with a board with a nail in it. The lingering, these games stick with you throughout your life in different ways, right? You look back on Resident Evil 2 as one of your like favorite, like most fun you had gaming as a kid, kind of a
30
thing.
seconds.
And then you look back on Silent Hill, and you're like, God, that changed me. Like, it hangs in your soul, this game, I think, especially playing it when it came out, like many of us did. It just like informs who you are, and it really sticks with you, kind of like Shadow of the Colossus, where it's just like that ending, that stuff, it just like eats away at your head. Mm-hmm. And I think that is a huge success.
Time. Really bringing it home, Isla. That was awesome. That was a fantastic close. All right.
I forgot how stressful this is.
I was going to ask, we got Deadly Premonition, Alan Wake sort of control. Does Silent Hill fit in the Twin Peaks extended universe, do you feel? Is that sort of...
I'd say it
not
fits
right
in
there?
more with like the Evil Within than it does the other.
There are definitely nods, though, if they're just homages, you know. Like, I don't think that...
It
I
doesn't
don't
have the
think
same vibe, like, yeah.
I mean, Deadly Premonition, obviously, but with Twin Peaks. Silent Hill 2, like, I wouldn't say there's anything that springs to mind right now that's, like, direct, but I'm sure they like Twin Peaks.
Just that eerie psychological sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like, the town itself, like, I'm sure it was inspired by Twin Peaks in some way.
Yeah.
Like, because it is Twin Peaks, basically.
And then my other thing was, like, do we blame or praise Silent Hill for spawning the Saw series? If it's all about, you know, your sins and your guilt.
Yeah, it's funny.
You know,
I mean, that's what I like about Silent Hill. It's
that?
psychological.
We'll ask Mateo and get his thoughts on the debate.
Back on track,
Love
baby.
I thought it was an interesting one. Both arguments kind of took a weird turn in that rebuttal phase.
Oh, absolutely.
So I've kind of just erased that entire section from my brain. It doesn't exist anymore. I waffled back and forth a lot. I've watched more Silent Hill than I've watched the OG like Resident Evil 2. I did play Resident Evil 2, but I only played the remake. So I'm trying not to pull some of those experiences into this. But I think to like really break it down, though, I think that my vote needs to be in haiku form. So here we go.
Oh, how charming!
Radio Static. His name is not Pyramid. My vote's for Isla.
What?
I love haikus.
Nicely done.
Very nice, Mateo. You win.
All right. Caden,
Mateo wins.
Caden, as our assist trophy, as chaotic as it was, let's hear your thoughts and your vote.
It just really like felt like to me that Steven really kept Isla on the back foot the whole time and scrambled her brain. And the debate topic was specifically supposed to be like best sequel, and I felt like Steven did a really good job of actually comparing Resident Evil 2 to Resident Evil 1. So my vote does go to Steven. It was a good debate.
I forgot that was supposed to be the point of it.
That being said, though, Isla, you did talk about it a little bit, especially in your closing.
Yeah.
In your closing, you did say there were or talk about the comparison between the first and the second one.
Silent Hill 1 is rough.
The crazy thing about saying is a middle part like blonde dude is when you look at the character screen, like when you go to the items menu, like Leon kind of looks like a redhead in like OG.
In OG.
It's so
He's definitely got
had
like
some changes.
goldenrod, like bright orange hair to be blonde. For my vote, I mean, Steven, you really killed it with your rebuttal. That got me good. That tickled me good. And you brought up some amazing points about comparing the first one and the sequel to the previous game. Yeah, I'm going with Steven. Isla, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That was suspenseful. I thought there was a butt coming there.
I
like
thought
it
there
felt
might
like there was
be,
a butt.
Yeah.
Like
I think
Gordon
he did a
Ramsay
better.
judging.
I think he did a better job debating than I did. He
But
felt more prepared.
Undoubtedly, like the game I want to watch the most documentaries on is Silent Hill.
Oh, absolutely.
Easily. You know, because the lore is just so tasty.
Yeah, Silent Hill just has far more interesting story than like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Should have talked about Samael. Damn it.
No, for sure. Because like Resident Evil is basically just it's anime, right? Like Resident Evil is just it's the big.
Oh my
series.
god, a Resident Evil
Should've talked
anime
about-
would be so rad.
Get the Castlevania
Putting
people on it.
a 6-pack of like beer into a slot, and then you get an item like
Oh
in
my
an
God.
adventure game.
I got stuck on that puzzle. My friend had to tell me.
Yeah.
All right, since we had an in-person show and our buddy Dan won that was our last week's debate. But we never solved the Eric Silver one. Who won? It was Enter the Gungeon versus
Risk of
Rain 2.
A roguelite?
Yeah,
debate?
for our roguelite debate. Eking it out by 1 point was Eric Silver.
Hey.
And representing Enter the Gungeon. Caden, while we were
He
recording
broke that winning streak.
Yeah, while we were recording that episode, we were trying to figure out which game would be your game.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. You guys discussing it on the pod.
And we assumed it would be Enter the Gungeon over Risk of Rain 2, but can we get your thoughts?
You assumed wrong.
Oh, really? Oh,
Nice.
wow.
I kind of hate bullet hells, and like Enter the Gungeon is the kind of like more towards a roguelike on the slider of roguelike to roguelite, where there's just really not a lot of progression between runs. It just feels like you're just on a treadmill, just doing it for the fun of it. And yeah, I played a little bit of both of those games actually, and I did prefer Risk of Rain 2. It's just more fun to have like the classes that have very different gameplay to each other, and yeah.
Yep.
Caden, this is my formal invitation. Welcome to the Smooth Brain Dummy Boy Club.
Yay!
Good
thing I got that green snake with 24 grit sandpaper attached to it.
And that's been the debate, folks. We will catch you in the pitch.
We're back with the pitch, wherein a handful of us panelists will have 2 minutes to make an elevator pitch of a mystery game we've been playing, and the rest of the panel will decide if they will buy the game or not based off the 2-minute pitch. Steven, I'd like to nominate you to step up to the pitcher's mound first. Jonah, do you have a timer prepared?
I do have a timer. I was very not ready for you to.
That's okay.
We're good. We're rolling with it. Steven, you got 2 minutes on the clock for your pitch. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
As you can tell, it's not just the sun like hitting my face, but like I am a cishet white boy, and the best thing that every cishet white boy has is like an undeserved sense of confidence. And so like that's why I like to play puzzle games, because they really tear you down and make you remember how dumb and stupid you are. And then when you finally do solve something, then you feel like, oh, I actually earned something for once. Wow, I didn't just have this collection. This is something
totally
new.
Cut out there.
Oh, it's shit, sorry. Anyway, so I've been playing some actual follow-up DLC to one of my favorite games of last year. And man, just brilliant puzzles. This is just like everything you want in a sleuthing game. It's, coming to logical conclusions. It's making false assumptions and being like, wait a minute, I've just been looking at this the whole wrong way. Like I was speaking with Isla off air about Only Murders in the Building, and it's just like, I just love that feeling of feeling dumb. That's the best way I go into movies now, is I am dumb. I don't want to try and overthink it, and I want to just go along for the ride. So like, but the fact that you have to carry the narrative in a puzzle game that is a sleuthing game is just so good, because you're just like, man, I just want to get to that next bite, and like, oh, I understand this foreign language, and I'm gonna write it down on pen and paper, and I'm this puzzle. And yeah, so that's what I've been playing. It's just, yeah, if you like puzzles, if you like sleuthing, like you've got to get it. It's just amazing.
Time.
Very nice. Anybody have any cross-examination questions for Steve?
I love that
I know
Steven,
the game.
I love that Steven said he likes to be dumb. So Steven, this is my formal invitation. Welcome to the Smooth Brain Dummy Boys Club. Oh, his brain's so smooth you can see it on the outside.
That's pretty impressive.
But yeah, you had a question, I think?
I think I know what game this is, so I don't have any questions.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think I am in. I'm not a huge puzzle game player because of that reason. Like, I tried to play Baba Is You, and it's like after a certain point in that game, it becomes like trying to engage with like a high field of like mathematics that you have no like
That's a
knowledge
tricky
for or
one.
something.
I feel like everyone that I've heard that has played that game has said that though. They're like, at the beginning, it is like a phenomenal game.
Makes you feel
get like
so smart.
You get like
Yeah.
60% of the way through, and then you just gotta have like a galaxy brain in order to.
Yeah, it's like
understand
stage 10. It's like, oh god. But Steven seems to be indicating that it's like a well-made puzzle game that makes you feel dumb and then smart and is good for dumb people. So I'm in. Mateo, go
also
ahead.
in, I think. I think I know what game it is too, and I haven't played this game really except for the demo, so I really want to get in on it.
I tell you what, Steven. I will wishlist this one. If I beat Obra Dinn, then I'll agree to play this one.
Just
That's cool.
Man, play Obra Dinn. Play Obra Dinn.
Yeah.
Dude, Obra Dinn, like that's one of those games that if you take a day off, you're screwed.
Oh,
I was like,
true.
I was holding the
Whoa.
entire logic puzzle in my head, and I was like halfway through, and then I had to go do something for like a day or two, and I came back and I was like, it's gone. I don't remember anything.
It's all gone. Yeah.
Jonah.
I don't know, man. I have a hard time with like games like this. I think I'm gonna sit out on this one.
Can you point your camera at the puzzles and then shoot them to defeat them?
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, no.
Ooh.
All right, so you got 3 yeses and a
All
no.
I am to
That's the
you
game.
is just
Yeah, so this is the
You yourself
this is
call
both-
yourself smooth.
I want to give a shout out to both DLCs because I played them both last week or this week. I can't remember
Oh,
what
you're
the time
blasting
is.
through.
Last week for us because it's Monday here, and
I mean, it's Sunday here.
yeah,
but
so
it is this week.
the Spider of Lunka and the Lemurian Vampire from the
Ooh.
Cases of the Golden Isle. So these are prequels, and they both tie together. So both work perfectly together. And again, same as with the original Case of the Golden Idol, the more cases you solve, you use each case's the stuff you learnt from those cases in the further ones because it all flows chronologically forward in time. Like so, the individual puzzles are there, but you use concepts from the previous cases to better your understanding. So like because people's motivations don't change. Like if someone was bad in the last panel, remember that because he's gonna still be
You're
bad.
like, I know this guy.
So then you don't have to have that. There's no red herring there. It's trying to help you. You just got to remember what's happening. So
That's
like
cool.
yeah, so it's really cool. I do recommend because it was so long since I played the original. It probably would work so well playing it all like over. Take a couple of weeks to play it. Just do a case a night or something like that. A case can take anywhere from like. I think the starting ones in Case of Golden Idol might be 5 minutes, and the first one looking at 30 minutes, maybe an hour if you're really scratching your head. But that's when it's like go to bed, think about it, come back with a different idea, like come back with different. Tell the story in your head is like one of the coolest things. Like you have to tell the story because that's how you solve the puzzle is you tell the story. So you like sometimes it's hard when you're just looking at it and there's a bunch of keywords missing and it just says the and I went or whatever it is and you're like I don't get it, but you just got to say like what happened. This person died because this person did this because of they wanted this. Okay, how do I tell that story? Bang, 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 and then it's just all like clicks and just like And like the best thing is it's not just solving one story. You solve usually 5 or 6 different pieces of the story. So it's like someone stole this. These people are this person in the village, and then this is the story. So like each thing helps you. So if you can't tell the whole story, tell the little puzzles. And like, it all works so logically. I was so dumb though in the second case of the Lunken Spider. So this is the beauty of it too. You can ask for hints. You have to do like a little like association puzzle to get a hint, and then it gives you a range of 6 different boxes to open for a hint, and it doesn't just give you the answer. It's just like, do you want to know the history of the family? Do you want to know about what? And I had to use it twice on this one because my brain just wasn't quite clicking.
It didn't have enough folds.
And so the first one I clicked, I was like, it told me some stuff, and I'm like, I already know that stuff, and it's like, yeah, of course you do. And so like it more encourages the fact that you know what's going on. And then
That's
like
smart.
the second
That's
one
cool.
I did make it click, and I went, that's the one thing I missed. It was like just the syntax of how to say this sentence, and it was just like So even when you feel really dumb and you ask for it tells you that you are smart and you can understand like the concepts, and that's what makes it really cool.
Love that.
Brad.
I have one last question for you, Steven. When I tried to play this game with my wife, why did she not have any fun and stop playing? And is it because I'm an overbearing backseat gamer that just made the experience unfun by figuring everything out first and then pointing it out to her?
When we played, because I played the DLC by myself, I wanted my wife to play with me, but I played by myself because she just, wasn't in the mood or whatever. But yeah, for the first few times, I gave her the and let her touch the buttons. But yes, she did get shitty with me every time I said, "Oh, that thing." So like, but just the back and forth of sleuthing, like doing a Watson and Holmes, that's super fun. But you just don't want to tell.
So be Watson, don't be Holmes.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I even like my wife's playing Fae Farm, and I said, "Oh, press A." I know. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh man!
Shut up.
All right.
I understand.
I guess
that
I'll.
so well.
Yeah. I'll nominate myself for the pitcher's mound, Steven. I mean, Jonah.
You got 2 minutes on the clock, sir. 3, 2, 1. Pitch. I almost said debate.
All right, this game, I guess technically is an indie game. It's free. You do need a PC to play it. And stop me if you've heard this before. It features a little boy in a green tunic who gets woken up by a fairy, but things start to get weird from here. You don't wake up in a little fantasy tree stump house in a fairy glade full of elf children. You wake up in prison. And you look out the bars of your prison cell, and there's a castle guard strolling by, and across from him, there's more prison cells, and they're all filled with your little fairy children. You talk to one of them, and they say, "I don't think all of the Kokiri made it out alive." And then later, there's an optional secret area in the game where you crawl through a little hole, and you find the Kokiri village, and all of the tree houses are burned down. And your fairy companion comes to you and says, "I'm sorry." What else can I say about this game?
What else can you say about this game, please?
What have you said about this game?
You have to collect 3 MacGuffins, and then you get the ability to travel through time, and then you have to collect 6 MacGuffins, and then there's an ending dungeon, but the ending dungeon is not the same as what you remember. Instead of it being the Evil King's castle, it's Hyrule Castle from the beginning of the game, but it's ruined and filled with monsters. And you're going through, you're like, oh, this is Princess Zelda's bedroom, but it's like destroyed and full of, there's like a skeleton man in it who's trying to kill you. And it reuses
10 seconds.
Interesting puzzle elements that the original game didn't really take advantage of, like making you fight 2 dark nuts at once in a room with a time limit and there's rocks falling from the ceiling. I don't know.
All right.
I got no idea what you're talking about.
But it's free.
I feel like this was a fever dream.
I took notes and that I shouldn't have. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Those aren't helping me guess the game at all.
Does this game have controller support? Would be a good question.
Yeah, it is.
Good question.
Nice.
Hell, if you want, you can hook up with the correct adapter a Nintendo 64 controller and use it even if you wanted to.
Aiden, a follow-up question for you. What is the first day of the week and why is it Sunday?
I was wondering that myself. Because Steven seemed to indicate that the answer to that question was Monday, and I was really confused. Hopefully that clarifies your decision on whether or not you'd like to play this game. It seems like nobody really has any questions, so I mean, if you just want to go around...
What's the playtime?
About 10 to 15 hours, depending on how smart you are, I guess.
Oh,
So 15 hours for you, Jonah.
50.
That's too long on how long to beat, so I'm gonna pass.
15. Okay, we got a pass from Jonah. Mateo, what do you think?
I'm in. It's free, right? And it sounds weird. I like free and weird.
Free and weird. Steven.
Yeah, same. This sounds really cool. I'm in. I don't know what it is.
I know what this is. I haven't played ROM hacks in a long time, but this one sounds. But yeah, so I guess just finding out how to play it and stuff, and if I can use a N64 controller, that sounds pretty dope.
Nice,
So
3 out of 4.
Look.
Okay, so this is called The Legend of Zelda Sealed Palace. It's a ROM hack, as Steven indicated, that just came out like this summer. But like within the past couple of years, there's this project that's been completed called the Ocarina of Time Decompilation Project, that essentially a group of modders completely recreated the code base of Ocarina of Time from scratch, and it's kind of like the floodgates have burst open on ROM hacking of that game because of that. And this is like, everybody hears about these like mod projects that never get finished, like all of the like Skyrim and Oblivion stuff, like Sky Oblivion or like Morrow, what was it? Whatever, they're trying to remake Morrowind and Skyrim Engine or whatever, and then like, you know, there's all like Dark Souls Nightfall, Dark Souls 3. They never get finished. They just started development forever. So this is like a rare occasion of like a mod full conversion of a game into a wholly new original game that's actually finished. It's like essentially a retelling, like alternate universe of Ocarina of Time with the same general story structure, but the entire game world is brand new. It features like 11 dungeons. All the dungeons are brand new with like new puzzles. Like it's got a bunch of, you know, you got 20 heart containers to go get. There's 100 Scotula. So it's just like a really bizarre and unique and cool experience, almost like a liminal space kind of thing of like, this is like, yeah, Ocarina of Time, but not how I remember it. And it's actually really good. Like I found some of the dungeons to be on par with, if not better than Ocarina of Time dungeons. So if you have any love for Ocarina of Time, then I highly recommend getting
Take
this.
that, Tears
That's
of the Kingdom.
cool.
Yeah,
Sounds rad.
cool. Jonah,
Yes, sir.
are you ready to approach the pitcher's mound? Let me prepare a timer for you.
I think I am. I suppose it's gonna be quick.
All right, 3, 2, 1, pitch.
I've been playing a little game, and you know, it's scratching a top-down Zelda itch for me. It's got amazing puzzles. Amazing puzzles and fantastic dungeons. Like, honestly, some of the coolest dungeons I've played in a Zelda-like in a long time. The bosses are really cool designs, and like the combat's just been phenomenal. The art style has been some of my favorite like pixel art that I've seen ever, and you know what? This game's got some of the best like chiptune music I've heard, and I couldn't tell you how long. It's awesome. It's got a super fun cast of characters. You get to meet some really fun NPCs along the way, and yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna.
Nice. We have 50 seconds on the table.
I just want to know how new is this Zelda like?
Pretty new.
Interesting. 'Cause I can't think of any that have been super recent.
Oh, that's funny.
Like Tunic and Blossom Tales.
Shout out to Tunic. Yeah, I think I know what this game is, and you know, I'm 100% of course, but even if I didn't know, just what you're going off of, like, seems like more retro inspired pixel art, chiptune, dungeons. Like, speaking my language, it seems like for people who were confused by my pitch and weren't sure how to feel about it, and then you pitch this and they're like, oh yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
I'm stupid, so I gotta make it sound easy for me to comprehend.
I don't know how to legally rip my ROM off of my legally acquired cartridge of Ocarina of Time and patch it, so I'm just gonna play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mateo, you in or out?
I think I'm in. I think I'm in. This sounds like my jam. I tend to like a lot of the retro stuff. Give me some good pixel art, some chiptunes. I'm in.
Very nice.
Amazing.
Isla, in or out?
I mean, I'm tempted to say no just so that they all got 3, but yeah,
Nice.
this sounds cool. I'll say yeah. I'll say yeah.
Did you say yes or no, Steven?
I'm 50-50 on Zelda likes. A lot of the time, same with Metroidvanias. I will always buy it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna finish it though. You know.
So you will buy it.
It's
There are good ones in there.
it's a short game. It's a short game too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay,
I'm
so
always in. For
first
Zelda
4
likes.
for 4. Congratulations, Jonah. What is the game?
This game is Sea of Stars.
Let's go.
I
Oh, what a lie! What a liar!
What?
I mean,
Chrono Trigger
on
Chrono
all
Trigger
accounts,
Golden
it
Zelda like.
really does have a lot
Mario,
of like
Paper Mario like.
a lot of elements of Zelda, especially with those dungeons, man. They are
Yeah, right.
they
I
are
haven't got there.
very
Yeah.
Zelda-y.
Man, indie games in the past
Yeah.
couple years have just been like smashing like classic Zelda dungeons, like Crosscode, Sea of Stars, Unsighted, like the
Yeah.
best like not Zelda dungeons. Shout out.
But yeah.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah, no, 2024 needs to chill because
It's already
next year.
Yeah. Gonna go crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like Unsighted though, but that timer, dude.
You can turn it off, Mateo. You can turn it off. It's not an issue.
Also, I just want to state that everything is okay at Mateo's house. He is not in a code red right now.
Oh, just notice that. Yeah.
Oh, let me clear it up.
Is that a red pyramid thing coming up your stairs? That guy? There we go.
Oh wait, that changed one light because one of my lights has decided it doesn't want to sync up with the rest of them now.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh.
Very cool. All right, well, check them out, people. We got, was it Spider of Blanca or was it the the
Both, so
Lemurian?
Case of the Golden Idols DLC,
Case-
Spider of Blanca, and the Lemurian Vampire, which has gone pretty unnoticed because Shadow dropped. So
Yeah,
check
in
it
the middle
out.
of all
So
these
it
big
takes
releases.
a couple hours, like
Cool.
2 hours if you're smart, or if you're dumb, 4 hours.
And Sea of Stars is on
Game
PlayStation Plus,
Pass.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Check it out. And Steel Palace is technically probably illegal for you to play, so forget about it.
Never mentioned it.
Nintendo, we're gonna find those people that don't worry, I
Yeah.
got your back.
I'm gonna download it to investigate.
Yeah.
I have the
Know your
cops
enemy.
kicking in Caden's door right now.
All right, well, I'll turn things over to our resident game master, Steven, for the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time for the game, and probably one of my favorite segments. We have scoured the internet for the internet's most treasured metric in games reviews, the review bomb. It's time for review bomb bingo. So I'll be reading out user reviews on Metacritic that have scored very, very poorly. And your job is to guess what it is. Just, you don't have to buzz in, just call it out. Some of these are long, so just call out when you know what it is. Otherwise, yeah.
All right.
So without
What if
further
I want
ado,
to listen to you read the whole thing?
Yeah, well,
maybe you do.
Is there are they commonly well regarded games, or is it kind of just everything?
These are 2023 video games.
Oh,
okay.
Probably most of our GOTY contenders.
everyone.
All
Baldur's Gate 3.
bangers.
Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
all
Starfield.
0 out of 10 GOTY contenders here.
Yeah.
So, from Zachary80501 with
Oh, I know that
0
guy.
out of 10. Yeah, what a
What's
legend.
up? What's up, Zach?
Weak, bare bones character customization, boring opening and gameplay, ugly graphics, stupid AI,
Starfield.
piss poor.
Starfield.
That's
You didn't even
pretty
get to the 30
accurate review.
FPS cap. Come on.
Finish it. Encore.
Your character is a mute. NPC dialogue is flat and cringy. FPS is unplayable, even with 30 FPS cap. Game is unplayable no matter where you play it, and cover the bugs. Copy and paste worlds. I put that in redacted for some reason because I was thought, oh, maybe too obvious. And incoherent story. Easily one of the most overhyped but utterly disappointing and terrible games to date. And then I also had a bonus one, if you didn't get it, from Odin Varg, which of course you would have gotten it. Odin Varg with the 5 out of 10. This is review. Bugs.
Bugs, bugs. Yeah.
Bug snacks.
So that's a pretty solid review. All right, 1 point on the board for Caden. Our second review comes from Falcon612 with 2 out of 10.
Oh, what's up,
2
Val?
out of 10.
That's Kevin for
This
sure.
game was a nightmare to experience. The English voice actors were so irritating I had to turn the voice acting into a different language. The camera controls were awful no matter how I set them. And
Jonah.
the tutorial level was slow.
Is this a Atomic Heart?
No.
Oh.
Is that 2023?
And full of obtuse puzzle obstacles which don't make you feel
Viewfinder.
clever for solving them. Just frustrating.
God.
There was one place in the get stuck if you happen to fall off the icy ledge before getting the redacted, which could have been easily remedied if they enabled warping in the tutorial level. 2 hours of non-stop frustration.
An icy ledge
Okay,
in a tutorial level.
I've got a second one
What?
that'll that won't give it away. I'll give it away with redacted word in a second. This comes from Premium MIDI with 1 out of 10. Game is boring, stupidly hard, and graphically unimpressive. 1 out of 10.
Wait,
Forspoken?
Tears of the Kingdom.
redacted.
Tears of the Kingdom.
The redacted is a
Oh,
send ability.
That's what I was thinking, but I was like,
I just love that whoever did the Falcon did the 2 out of 10 did not get past the tutorial. Because there's no way.
Good after 4 hours.
imagine that.
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't see the appeal. It just doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. You're just stuck on this little island.
Yeah. Why is everyone love this?
Alright. Whew. That was good. I like that one.
Do I have
Good
to make
job,
my own bingo
Falcon
card,
612.
or
Yeah, it's not really big, I guess.
Baldur's Gate. Oh my god, what
Baldur's
was
Gate!
that?
Baldur's
Baldur's
Gate!
Gate!
I would
Damn
get that
it!
point, but go ahead and finish
Put
it.
a
Damn it!
put a
I
point
messed it
down
up.
for Steven.
I read the thing.
Put a point
Yeah,
down
I
for
got
Steven.
it.
You did it!
Alright, I'm gonna just give
Gotta
these
give
ones
it
just
Yeah.
because I missed. First of all, because one of these people will return, which is the amazing thing of me scaring these
Oh.
things. One of these people will return.
There's an
Okay,
ecosystem.
Scottsa or Scott Scher
Hi,
with
what's up,
0 out of
Scotty?
10. I can't give a good rating because Sony mixes politics with games.
Oh my god. Ourselves a bigot.
Hans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the 0 out of 10. One of the most boring games I've ever played. It's slow gameplay. Liak, you playing chess.
Liek.
There you go.
Is that L-I-E-K? Like?
Yeah. This is one of my favorite ones. Danny Boy, 31805 with the 4 out of 10.
Danny.
Not a fan of the combat at all. It's like Diablo, but worse. If you like it, you like it. Definitely doesn't deserve GOTY or must play. The 4-star bear stuff is kinky. Actually, lots in the game is kinky. But oh well, maybe that's why it's popular. And I'm guessing that's why he gave it 4 stars. You know, the
Man, I
best
really
stuff.
question someone's like intelligence that compares like a turn-based RPG to an action RPG
Yeah.
in terms of combat. Like,
It's like, turn-based is strategy? Like chess?
Yeah.
to
yeah,
his
yeah.
to his
Chess?
to his point though,
League chess?
Baldur's
Their
Gate 3
stuff
might be
is
the
so hot, dude.
Baldur's Gate 3 might be the horniest game I've ever played in my
it
life.
is. Yes, aside from like straight up horror games.
Here's what I always my counterpoint to this is because yeah, it is a horny game, but like life is horny,
Oh yeah.
and this game just is the best representation of real life we've ever had in a video game.
We talked
We
about
weren't
Jonathan
saying
Sins
it's horny
earlier
as a con,
today.
it's a pro.
No,
I
no,
think
it's a pro, but I'm just saying.
Oh, you could probably make Johnny
Oh.
Sins in the character creator.
Oh, bald and muscular,
Alright.
sure.
I'm
Okay.
gonna try my best not to tell you
Oh,
the
yeah.
name of the game before I tell you.
Wait,
Yeah.
what would his class be? Would he just play every
Yeah,
class?
Jonah and
multi-class?
Steven know him the most.
Utilitarian.
We're multi-classes everything. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
one level in each class. Oh my god.
There's actually an achievement for doing that. It's
Oh
called
my
Jack
God.
of all trades. If you get to level 1 in all
It needs to
12
be Johnny
classes,
of Trades.
because you're like
Nice.
terrible at everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd be Johnny of
Oh, yeah.
trades. Johnny of all trades.
All right, moving on. This comes from Draconican with the 0 out of 10. The game is 4-star. Half the enemies resist your redacted. So whenever I say 4-star, it's when people swear. I just think it's funny as saying 4-star.
Oh, okay.
This game is 4-star. Half the enemies redacted, reducing the game to just mashing the attack button with the occasional parry added in. The game feels empty with large sections of mindless parkour, followed by more mindless sections. But this
Cool.
time,
Jonah,
filled with a
here.
ton of enemies.
Is it Jedi Fallen Order? What's the new one? It's the new Star Wars.
Survivor. Jedi
Survivor.
It is
Yeah.
Jedi Survivor.
Does Jonah get that point, or does Isla get that point?
I was telling him the name of the game.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember. I wanted to
Half
say
a point,
Fallen
yeah.
Order.
Half point each.
Oh, fuck me.
It slid off the smooth
Alright.
exterior of your brain before it reached your mouth.
All
As
right,
it usually
moving
does.
on. This is from Thired with the 0 out of 10.
Oh,
What-
sorry.
what? What a boring piece of crap. Avoid this, Star Man. Anyone got it?
Just
Got
based
it?
off of
Say it
that.
again.
You got it?
Boring.
Diablo
got
4. Diablo 4.
I'll move on.
Starfield.
Alright, this one comes from Fossil. I have no idea.
Oh, for song.
0 out of 10.
What's up?
It's just now this one you should know because every detractor starts with this. It's just not a redacted. It's a rough copy of an action game with no reason attributable to the saga. The worst
Final
mechanics
Fantasy
is there.
16.
Ah,
Yeah.
There we go.
very nice. Very nice.
I swear everyone starts with it's not a.
It's
Yeah,
not a
that's
Final
it.
Fantasy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Not
the thing.
my
Oh,
Final
right.
Fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the only things uniform in that series in it. It's got the summons and chocobos and moves. So
summons,
what more do you want?
Yeah. And belts. Lots of belts.
Lots of belts. Shout out to Lulu.
Weird
Sexual
hair.
That's Lulu.
Yeah.
All right, this one comes from Andrea84 with the 0 out of 10. So let's do some. This one's for you math heads out there. All right. This is a 0 out of 10 from Andrea84. Graphics 9 out of 10. Story 0 out of 10. Insulting. Combat system 4 out of 10. Not even comparable to the godly games like Redacted and Redacted. So does 9 plus 0 plus 4 divided by 3 equal 0?
Yeah, because when you're dividing by 0, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because it's 9. Oh, wait. Yeah.
No, but Jonah's actually.
No, it actually equals 4.3. So I don't know where they got their maths from, but anyway. This one comes, so the same game, this one comes from Edded9999 with the 2 out of 10. Solid rating too. Banger.
Oh, it's
another game.
Identity?
Ooh,
No. Another game ruined by a dumbed down the game for me. Toggle on settings. Just put that tail relic
Difficulty
on
mode.
and you're invincible. What's the point of play the game? Dropped until they add some hard mode or something.
This sounds like Final Fantasy 16.
Also
but
Final Fantasy 16? Yeah, but no.
No, this one is a joke. Joan has been playing this game.
Oh. It's not Rena 2, is it?
There's a relic that makes it easy.
Oh, it's Sea of Stars.
Sea of Stars.
Oh.
And like, I just wanted to, the Doom response, like when someone was like, "Oh, can I turn off this option for this weapon?" And the Doom account on Twitter was like, "You control the buttons you press." So like, don't turn on the tail relic to make you invincible.
Right.
Game. What the hell?
Yeah.
This one no one will get. I just thought I wanted to chuck it in. I couldn't find a good enough one, so I just think it's funny. From Scotty Rich with the 2 out of 10. Cool 15 years ago. That's it. Like that's your
Diablo
2 out of
4?
10.
Is it Diablo 4?
Alright, everyone go around the horn, quick one.
Street
That was
Fighter
up there
6.
There we go, you got it.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Street Fighter 6? Wow.
Was it
Street
really?
Fighter 6, which came out in 2023, was 15 years ago.
Wow.
Nice
Whoa!
work.
Oh!
I don't know what the points are, but I think Jonah wins.
Yeah, is that all of them too?
No, I've got a couple more. Could I go? It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
Sorry. All right. We've got coming in from Desaz with the 0 out of 10. And get this, not only that, a verbatim one from Maralov with the 1 out of 10. So one point difference with the exact same words. A story written by a neural network, as well as all art design. Disabling regions after the beta test. Games should be out of politics. Now this is actually, I learned something with these review bombs.
What?
Moving on, guess who's back? It's Scotcha with the 0 out of 10.
Scotty.
I can't give a good rating because Sony mixes politics with games.
Oh, what Sony game came out?
Oh, is
this
this Forspoken?
Ragnarok?
No.
It was...
Surprisingly, it's not a Sony game, so I don't know why they're pasting
It's just an
their
idiot.
review bomb
Okay.
everywhere.
I mean, didn't
And
they
from-
say that about Baldur's Gate also? It's like, I guess it's on
So
PlayStation.
no one will guess this, but this one was hilarious from 228. So I'm going to tell you what happened. Russian and Belarusian servers closed for this game for online play. It's a brand new game, just dropped. From 228
Call of
Navigator.
Duty?
So everyone is just angry about
Yeah.
Russia
Is this
not being in
Overwatch
reviews.
2?
All 0 out of 10s. No, it's not. But then 228 Nagabeta comes in with
What?
good review is not available in your region. And I was like, that's good.
That's actually kind of funny. Oh,
It was
damn it, I
Mortal
remember
Kombat
this.
1,
Oh,
which I didn't know. I actually learned something.
that's crazy.
What was the game?
MK1.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh,
So the servers are not live on
that game's not even out yet, is it? Is it?
It dropped
Came out on
like 2 days
Friday,
ago,
I
yeah.
Yeah, it came out.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, it's out.
this
Well,
game. I mean,
Yeah,
this.
everyone in
really-
Russia knows about it.
Serious
That's for-
insane.
Wow.
All right,
Okay.
I think we're on our
We could
second
try and
last
play
one.
it on the Switch.
But we'll go quick. All right. From a gypsy.
From a gypsy?
Right, actually.
Like a
Gyp
username.
JC. Gyp JC. With the 0 out of 10. Pay to win microtransactions spoiled and ruined the remake. So the Redacted was better.
Jonah,
Huh.
Resident
All
Evil
right,
4.
and from. How does that make any sense? What do they mean by pay to win and microtransactions?
I'm guessing you can buy like an
Actually-
infinite ammo or something.
There's like a deluxe edition that adds like 3 times as much treasure to the game, and you can like completely max out all
Yeah.
your weapons if you got treasure.
It's
But
a
it's a
single-player game.
game, so yeah, who gives a
Pay
shit?
to win
And
is
you
a
can turn it off.
multiplayer game.
You can play the
Like,
game.
yeah.
without
It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah.
We're gonna call the
Oh.
old school game genies pay to win now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jonah, freaking
This one-
crushed. Oh, you got one more?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I just want to tell you. Yeah, I've got one more, but I just want to tell you this one from Sandmain. This one actually hurt my feelings, and there's also a hilarious.
Sando
Unfortunately-
Mondo, let's go, dude.
Sando Mando.
Yo, fuck Spider-Man.
Huge disappointment. Redacted engine getting too slow with boring, outdated gameplay and ancient graphics.
Starfield. again,
Ancient
right?
graphics. On,
Oh.
no, this is still RE4.
Oh,
Ancient
right?
graphics.
RE engine? Come on.
Some of the finest
And then,
graphics in the freaking industry right now.
And
Yeah.
I just want to shout out to Jill the Best. They gave this 0 out of 10, saying,
Jill the
we'll
Best.
change score once the same assignment ADA and separate ways are added as free updates. I'm
Well, I
sorry,
got
Jill
news
the
for you,
Best.
buddy.
How much is
All right,
separate
last
ways?
one.
Yeah, did they say
Alright.
the price?
I haven't seen
10.
it.
I heard
10?
10
10?
That's fair.
That's not
That's not bad at
bad.
all.
That's
For
not
Ada,
bad.
I would pay 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mercenaries for free.
Yeah, Mercenaries is free.
All right, last one. Wow. Redacted D-Riders have gone too far. Superb. This game
just
is as
missed, like,
is a
5 seconds
frustrating
ago.
mess.
Start over.
Just start over. Start over.
It cut
really?
out.
Out.
Start over.
Edit. Jonah.
Nope, I'm leaving it.
Wow. Redacted D-Riders have gone too far calling superb. This game is a frustrating mess from the get-go, with enemy AI that move like those from original Crash Bandicoot, to leaf textures that look straight out of Jet Force Gemini. This game
Nice.
is pitiful. Ever play Titanfall 2, Bioshock, Doom Eternal, Halo even? All much better games than this rewrapped piece of garbo that Redacted has the nerve to release as a single game for $40. I paid
Oh,
$20
Red Dead
for Doom 1 to
Redemption
4.
Remaster.
Nope.
Oh.
Damn it.
Nope. And it's a better investment. This game specializes in respawning enemies already killed 5 times and backtracking, which is a horrible combination. Probably beloved by the same audience that Mario movie. Yes, they are out there. Redacted is the new Apple of unquestioned fandom.
What the
What?
hell?
What
The
game is
Redacted
this?
is Nintendo.
Okay, it's a Nintendo.
Nintendo dropped a $40 game that looks
Oh,
like...
Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime?
Metroid
There we
Prime.
I think
go.
Nintendo just said he's on the board at one point.
Yeah, I had a goose egg going on there the entire time.
Did they say leaf textures?
Yeah,
They're looking
that
at
game
the
looks
leaf textures.
incredible.
They're pretty concerned about those leaf textures.
It's a showpiece.
Maybe some
Yeah,
Jet Force
people-
Gemini and
These
64.
people don't know what the hell they're talking about, dude.
Nah.
Spoiled baby.
You've got to
gamers.
backtrack in a Metroidvania game. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
God, yeah.
See, I might play a lot of shooters, but at least I'm not this bad. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nothing wrong
Play some
with shooter
Titanfall
enjoyers.
2, alright?
Yeah.
Come back to me.
Come back to me.
Alright, that's it
Alright,
from
thank you so
the
much
trash
for-
world of Review Bomb.
Yeah.
So, thanks
Delightful
everyone
place.
for participating with your review.
Mhm.
We loved it.
Shout out to what was the guy that came in twice? He's just like lurking on the forest.
Scott Shirt,
Howdy.
who's just like
Gotcha.
copy pasting all
Let's
of
go.
oh,
Yeah.
they got the
Howdy.
wokes in there. They got
Shout
the
out to
wokes.
Scott.
We gotta
All
attack
right.
them.
Well, coming in third place, Mateo, tying for second place, myself and Isla, and winning with 4 points, twice than anybody else, Jonah.
Good
Dummy.
job.
The shooter guy.
Oh, they both got crowns now.
Hey Jonah, have you played a Halo or a Doom or a Titanfall?
I've played all of those, and
I've
I
also
did
played
like
that.
Doom.
So you
Wait, the
didn't leave
original
that
or
comment,
the
is what you're
2016?
saying.
Yeah. And I'm not the biggest Halo fan either. Titanfall 2
Yeah.
fucking slaps.
Did you guys see they turned the servers, multiplayer servers, back on after like
Did they
7
really?
years? Yeah, I don't. Everybody's like, are they updating? Are they putting out a sequel?
Man, that game keeps showing up on Steam for like $5, and I keep
Yeah.
thinking,
I
like,
wonder
should
if,
I
like,
should I buy
maybe, like-
Titanfall 2?
Mateo,
Maybe
if
if
you
like
have,
maybe like
if you have PC
Sorry, I was
Game
just gonna-
Pass, just play it there.
Oh, there you go.
damn, it's been too long. The joke's dead. I was just gonna say,
Sorry, bro.
if tin foil stocks have gone down too much, that rumors circulate for like episode 3 of Half-Life 2 and stuff like that. It's just
Hopefully, someone
get-
knows what
get
Steve was
those
talking
stocks
about.
back
But
up.
we've reached the end of the podcast. Congratulations! Pat yourself on the back. We did it. Congratulations! It's time for final thoughts. As our guest, Isla, you can go first. Just anything that's on your mind at all. Feel free to shamelessly plug anything. Final thought.
Now you got me thinking about Only Murders in the Building. I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to
How
the
about-
end of that season tomorrow. Or no, 2 to go. New episode
go.
tomorrow, and then yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. I don't know. I love that stuff. I like a good cozy mystery.
Heck yeah.
Got anything you want to
Steven.
plug?
Yeah, I just want to. Sorry.
Huh?
Do you have anything you
Plug.
want to plug?
Just my
BadDragon.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy
Come
crap.
on, give it up.
Check out
Hell
Patreon.
yeah.
Okay, Steven.
Patreon.com, easy allies. Let's go.
Oh, right, sure.
Let's watch. Let's shout out like one of my favorite videos that came up like in conversation on this side. How to grapefruit you, man. Like let's just go watch it.
Classic, dude.
It's a classic.
I'm gonna let my wife touch me without a grapefruit.
Oh.
Mateo, final thoughts.
Another one that I think just went over Isla's head.
That
Yeah,
video
got-
is
that-
pure
That,
comedy.
I
It's
got
on
shown that
YouTube. Just
from a
search,
gay
like-
lady, and
It is so funny. It is so
What
funny.
happened?
Just search
I love-
go on YouTube and search like what would you
It's-
search?
It's how to grapefruit your man.
How to grapefruit your man. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just honestly pure comedy.
It's wild.
Mateo.
Let's see. Final thoughts. Let's see. I watched Satanic Hispanics last night. Movie's awesome.
Ooh,
So
okay.
good. Go check it out. It starts spooky season right now. As Isla said, spooky season all year.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always
Yeah.
spooky season.
Let's go.
So yeah, go check that one out. Good film.
Jonah, final thoughts.
My final thoughts are I'm sad that I'm home from PAX because hanging out with Mateo was
Yeah.
freaking
When I
sick.
saw you guys hug
Oh,
on
man.
the live recording, I teared up. It was beautiful.
yeah, it was.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll need to get
I
another one
was
going.
just
We need all 4 of us in
Filled with
person now.
jealous rage. That's all I felt.
Yeah.
Phyllis Page, yeah.
I'll put a picture that we sent to Steven up on the screen for all our video listeners to check out. But Steven was talking mad trash, and so we had to show him what's what. Everyone at the bar having a good old time. Gave Steven the bird, and then he sent us a picture back with him and all his homies. So you can take a
Oh, yeah.
Show the picture of me with all my homies.
Yeah,
That's
you and all your
great.
homies.
That's great. Anything else, Jonah?
Isla, thank you so much for coming back on the show. It was a blast.
My pleasure.
This,
Thanks for having me.
This is Caden's first episode back since he became daddy. So,
Daddy.
Yeah.
I
found myself possessed of supernatural strength in my forearms for no reason.
One more for the kids.
It's funny because we can't
It's
hear
just,
it. It's just like,
it's gotta get out. Yeah, I don't know.
It shows that it went up on my end. So
Discord is
Yeah.
a prude.
Apparently. All right. Well, I've
But
been
I
your
am not.
host, Kaden Bertha Lane, aka Daddy, and my final thoughts are: I've been watching this reality TV show with my wife on Hulu, I think, called Alone. That's just bonkers. They take all these survivalists and just drop them in the middle of fucking nowhere, like in like the
Oh.
Canadian Arctic, and they're like, just survive as long as you can, and if you're the last man standing, you get $500,000. And it's
I've
like
seen that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that show's actually
just
pretty
like-
fun.
falling on their axes and like accidentally stabbing themselves in the leg with
Oh,
an arrow,
no.
setting their shelter on
Jeez.
fire. Like this woman got frostbite and just didn't tell the medical team about it, and they like found out after her toe was like gonna fall off. And they're like, we're pulling you, sorry. Like people are just like willfully starving themselves to death. Like it's just
That's wild.
bonkers.
You'll
Yeah,
see a
it's
guy
like
go in with he'll weigh like almost 300 pounds and he'll come out under.
that became the
under
meta.
200.
Like after the first like 3 seasons, everybody realized the fattest person won.
Meta.
And yeah, in season 5, a bunch of people intentionally bulked up before coming on the show on
Wow.
purpose. Like, it's just crazy.
Camel
It makes
strategy.
sense, honestly.
Because no one actually survives. They just like are slowly starving to death and not thriving. So it's just who can go the longest without starving to death is the name of the game. It's just crazy.
And how much
Wow.
money do they win? Because they're going to have like terrible, like,
Yeah, like organ
internal
failure.
organ failure
Like,
over
yeah,
their life.
it's only
Yeah.
5,000. It's not even like that much. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
this
And
guy,
in, in the States, that's like your medical bills.
yeah.
Oh,
To
yeah.
pay for all
Oh,
your
yeah.
organ failure.
This guy won, and he goes back home, and he's seeing his daughters again, and he's like, "I'm gonna be the dad who says yes from now on. We're gonna get a new." And it's like, dude, that money's gonna be gone in like a year.
Oh yeah, not even. It'll be gone in a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So very kind of depressing and dystopian show, but also good television. So go watch it, I guess.
Wow, that kind of solidifies it, the dystopian
yeah.
nature.
Yeah. As always, happy gaming. Bye.
Bye.
As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST RIVEN 719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.
It's not isometric. It's top down.
It's top
and
down.
It's aligned to
But
cardinal
just like-
directions.
Yeah, it is aligned to cardinal direction. It is
Steven
still hard to like
hates,
jump.
isometric camera angles. I don't know
So
if
does
you picked up on that.
Damiani, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
tried to get him to
It's
play
funny,
Baldur's Gate because we're like, you can move the camera, Damiani.
Yeah, and that's as long as it's not stuck on 45s.
Yeah.
I actually just beat Diablo 3 for the first time, and I had a
Oh.
decent time. I had a
There's a
pretty
fourth
alright
one
time.
now, did you know?
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to buy the one that was like $20. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out and spend 100. No, actually, what did I see it for? I think
It's
I saw
also
it for
not always online, requiring an
120
internet
Australian dollars or some bullshit.